I just want to share a little bit of magic with you guys today, a little bit of frequency, energy. To say that the Costa Rica trip was life-changing, I don't even know that I've even absorbed everything at this point still. We were up super early because the jungle comes alive so early in the morning, you guys. The sun starts kind of peeking up about, I would say somewhere between like 3:30, 4 a.m. there in Costa Rica. And when the sun starts to kind of come alive there, the animals start to wake up around that time, and the jungle starts to make a lot of noise around by like 4:30. It was like full on monkeys yelling, birds singing, just the whole nature's orchestra was alive. And just like your body, especially even since I've really changed my diet personally, my body has naturally been waking up early anyways, which I will tell you, I have never in my whole entire life ever been an early riser, ever. And when I switched over my diet and stopped doing carbs, I started getting up like naturally early around 8 a.m., which initially made me really mad because I used to not like 8 a.m. I used to think, no, I don't want to be up at 8 a.m. But I started just naturally waking up at 8 a.m., just really feeling very refreshed and rested. And so kind of shifting into Costa Rica time, it's a 2 hour difference. So we were waking up pretty solid around 4:30, 5 o'clock. And so that was more like, 6:30, 7 o'clock my time because it was a 2 hour difference. And just really just basking in just the magic of all of the jungle sounds and the way that the earth feels. The earth, if I can just share, the earth feels completely different in Costa Rica. It's like a feeling I've really never been able to really connect with. A feeling that I feel like I've always kind of yearned for, but never really been able to find. And it's just there's such a communion with nature in Costa Rica on a level that honestly, I don't even really know if I can put into words. Number one, it's pretty much always about 80 degrees in Costa Rica. And it goes, I think there was days where it probably hit closer to 95, but right now is kind of a warmer stint that they're moving through in Costa Rica. So there was days that probably got up to about 95. The humidity is off the charts high, which seems like it would feel a little miserable, but it almost felt like your body just really kind of like settled into the space of like humidity that was, and it really kind of put your body into like a slowness, kind of like the sloths that were on the property, and really kind of like settled you into this like peaceful space inside of your body, which was really so welcoming, and it felt so delicious. And so we woke up early. We did yoga very early in the morning. We met some days at 5:30 in the morning, some days at 6 o'clock. And by that point, everybody was already up and out of their out of their rooms, and we were already chatting outside at that time because the jungle was so alive and the noises. And many of the women were up journaling in their little journals, and we're just kind of having conversations, drinking coffee. And so we did really gentle movement in the morning when we woke up and really kind of just activated our muscles and, paid attention to how our body was feeling. And it was just really just such a nice space to settle into. And then we began our days of adventuring. And well, first we would eat breakfast, and then we would start either with class or we would start with some type of an adventure for the day. The first day we went zip lining, it was, let me tell you what, it encompassed all kinds of energies. Number one, we were ziplining through the jungle of Costa Rica, which was exhilarating and exciting and all kinds of things. And when we started, Sue, who's part of this group, said, when I was planning the Costa Rica retreat, she said, I would love to go ziplining through the jungle. And so I asked the retreat lady, I said, is there ziplining close by that we could do? And she said, yeah, there's a place you guys can go and zipline. And my brain, my American brain said, oh, you're going to go there and you're going to zip line from one point to the other and then back from that point to the other point, right? That's what my American brain told me. Well, guess what? In Costa Rica, that's not really how life is. So first they trained us, which was pretty cool. They trained us on how to zip line and how to use the zip line and how to move on the line and all these things. They put us through a little training thing. And it was really cool because there was 8 of us in total, and then there was actually like 15 other people that joined us. So there was 23 of us in total. Okay. And we kind of all went as a group, which was fun because there was a lot of different energies, a lot of different people from a lot of different places in the world, because it was mostly tourists, but tourists from kind of all over, which was fun to connect and kind of get to know people as we stood in the lines waiting for the zip lines. And it was after the first zip line that somebody said, "How many more zip lines do we have?" And I heard the guy say 11. And I was like, hold on, wait, what? There's how many zip lines? And then the guy said, well, actually, there's 13 in total. So we actually have 12 more after this one that we're getting ready to go on. And then there's 11 more after. And my body kind of went through a period where I was like, whoa, hold the phone. I did not realize we were in for this type of adventure right now, right? Did not know. And all of a sudden, we're trekking through the jungle. We're literally trekking through the jungle. We're going up and down all of these paths, and I'm thinking to myself, how different this is than the United States. Just so many different things were going on. And I was thinking how, like, there's no possible way that this would be legal in the United States, number one, just because of the treacherous terrain that we were moving through, which was fine. It was just a really interesting observation. In Costa Rica, it's just like, this is life. This is the journey. This is the jungle. So it was kind of a very fun experience, and perseverance, and like pushing your body and moving through kind of like the walls. And overall, that I wanted us to start with the zip lining because I really wanted us to start with that space of finding our inner strength as we started the journey. And so that was a really good kind of push, I'll say, push through to really like find that space inside of you where you were really going within and really moving through your restrictions and the things that your body said you couldn't do. And so we found ourselves on some of these platforms that were literally, at one point we ziplined from, I don't even know what number zip line we were at, maybe 6 or something. And we started getting higher in elevation. And at one point we were ziplining from platform to platform. Platforms just kept getting higher and higher in the jungle. And to look down, we're just like 70, 80 feet in the air. And there's these men, and they're there and they're supporting us and, having us do these things and hooking our zip lines up, and they're there to just really give you that moral support. And at many points, the men looked right at me in my eye and said, Pura Vida, like, it's beautiful here. Lean in. Give yourself the space to just feel the beauty and the security and the safety that you have right now, ziplining through the jungle. And it was just such a beautiful and empowering space to actualize. And so we did the jungle excursion, and then we headed back to the retreat, and we got to eat lunch together and got to dive into class. And then every day it was like we went through on these little adventures. We went snorkeling one day, and to look down at all of the natural coral reefs and the animals just existing in the water, just literally inches and feet below us. And the way that we just embraced the whole experience was just so beautiful and wonderful. We went on a jungle safari when we had an amazing tour guide named Tito, who showed us just so many amazing things inside the jungle that really with your naked eye, you would never, ever, ever know. At one point he showed us bats, and these bats had to have been like the size of a quarter, you guys. And they were literally on the tree, probably 6 feet in front of us. And we're all looking at the tree, and Tito's explaining what we're going to look at. And he's got his little binocular thing that he set down so you could look through and kind of see the animals that he was talking about. And he put his thing down, and he's telling us about these little creatures that we're going to see on the trees, and just really like absorbing that information, and just really, just such a profound awareness, and to move through the jungle with Tito, and for him to tell us all these background stories about, life here in the jungle, and how people have learned how to exist off the land, and really truly like about the animals and nature. And at one point we went from snorkeling. We got off the snorkel boat and went right into our park tour. And there was just a raccoon just hanging out on the beach. And he literally, this raccoon walked alongside us the whole nature tour. And there was people all over. Nobody pays any attention to the wildlife there. I mean, they look at it, observe it, allow it, right? That raccoon was in his own little world. He was living in his own little environment. This was his jungle. He was just minding his own business. He did not give a crap that we were in the jungle. He was not worried about humans under any circumstances. And he was just hanging out. And it's really interesting because all of the animals in Costa Rica exist like that. It's very chill. Not only was there raccoons that were walking alongside of us on our trip, but there's dogs everywhere in Costa Rica, literally everywhere. There's just dogs, no leashes. Some of them have collars. If they have a collar, that means that somebody owns them. If they don't have a collar, that means that they're strays. So there's strays everywhere, and they do not care about humans at all. They don't come over to humans. They don't look for attention from humans. They don't seek, like, I mean, there was times where I got down on my hands and knees and was like, come here, puppy. And the dog was like, no. And just kind of like, what do you want from me? And kind of just like, they don't want to be touched. They don't want you to give them food. They just exist, and they walk around, and they clean things off the ground. If people have dropped food or whatever, they eat it. There's little, I don't even know what they are. They're like, I can't remember what they're called, but they kind of look like cross between like a rat and like a guinea pig, but they're probably the size of a small dog. So they're probably about 10, 13 pounds, and they have no tail. So they don't have like a big rat tail. And they just scour the island for fruits that have fallen off the trees, coconut and pineapples and mangoes and mangosteens and jojoba fruits, and there's just fruits everywhere, star fruits and this fruit. And the property that we were staying at had like 57 different types of plants. There was a lang tree, there was hibiscus, there was all kinds of beautiful plants and spiders. Oh my goodness, was there some spiders? But you know what's so interesting is they don't kill spiders in Costa Rica. The spiders coexist in the jungle, and you know what? The spiders are not interested in humans at all. You don't touch the spiders, and the spiders don't touch you, and they don't come down out of their nests. Literally, in the rooms that we were in, I did not see one spider, not one spider at all. The spiders just exist in their nests, and as long as, you know, you don't go close to their nests, they don't come close to you. They stay in their nest. The whole time we were in Costa Rica for 9 days, I did not see one dead animal the entire trip. No dead turtles, no dead lizards, no dead anything. There's lizards everywhere. There was lizards literally everywhere. The lizards don't bother you. They don't want anything to do with you. There was iguanas and other lizards and just all kinds. We seen a blue crab at one point. A blue crab came up to the property. That we were eating dinner one day, and a blue crab came and sat in the dog's water bowl. This big, huge blue crab. He came and sat in the dog's water bowl, and the dog was like, eh. The space that is available there, where everybody just coexists. When we went to the Bribri tribe, which is an Indian tribe and lives off the land still, in the area there. We made chocolate, which was super cool. They walked us through the whole process of picking the cacao plants, harvesting the chocolate, how it all happens. We made we went through the whole process of making the chocolate, which was super fun. And then we got to eat the chocolate at the end, which was really exciting. And they roasted bananas for us over the open fire. Then they opened up the bananas. I didn't eat any of it because, you know, it's latex and all, and they put the chocolate on there and they let them eat the warm bananas with the roasted chocolate. And oh my God, everybody was like, oh, it's so good. I had some of the chocolate. Oh, it's just so different than we eat here in the United States. Like, it has no sugar in it. They made us lunch. And I mean, the whole experience was super cool, right? Just absorbing like the difference of the slowdown of life and experiencing it. After we left the Bribri tribe, we went over to the waterfalls. So we got back in the van, we drove over to the waterfall area. We took this hike here, which was really fun. Uh, Again, through the jungle, hiking through the jungle, a little bit taxing on the body, but we made it to the waterfall area. Everybody got into their bathing suits. We went swimming in the waterfall. It was very refreshing, very, very nice after our long day in the sun, because the Costa Rica sun it's so warm and nurturing. It's just a lot of humidity, but your body adjusts and it really does feel really, really good. So we got to hang out in the waterfalls. We had some fun. Everybody kind of swam, did some swimming, did some underneath the waterfall fun. And then we headed back to the retreat. And every single night that we were together, starting with the very first night from the opening ceremonies all the way to the end of our trip, every single day we did class. In class, we did every evening. So beginning with the first evening, we started with our powerful new meditations, and I'm giving everybody a little goodie bag with some goodies in it, including from what I called a superhero mask. We put our superhero masks on, and I led everybody through a very powerful meditation. Beginning on the very first night, we did a energy invocation where I opened up and tuned in to everybody's pituitary gland, getting that activated and turning the pituitary gland on so we could really open up and foster our creativity throughout the course. Then every single day we connected. We did yoga every morning, as I said before. And then from there, if we did adventures, we did them in the morning. We were back by lunch to gather together for lunch. We took a little mid-afternoon break, and then we came back together for class, and we did class, we ate dinner, and then we ended the night, each night, with a very powerful meditation, rooting back into our inner strength, our inner calm, our inner peace, connecting with the feelings of what we wanted our life to feel like as we move forward from the retreat. So I gave everybody a lot of new tools to use to keep their nervous system calm, keep their body in alignment of who they are, connect powerfully to the way that you desire for your life to feel. And I gave lots of awarenesses and lots of tools and lots of little tiny energy shifts that you can do throughout your day to continue to connect to how you want your life to feel. I also taught, which will be standard, I'm teaching a couple different processes that you're going to be able to use on yourself to keep yourself grounded and centered and within the amazing feelings that you desire to feel within your core. And then also these same body processes that you're going to be able to use throughout your day for people who are struggling around you, for your loved ones who you see are struggling. I taught some restructuring exercises, some different things that you can use for your body if you're just having a headache, if you're just feeling overwhelmed. So all of that is going to be all part of the retreat. So the retreat encompasses not only all kinds of adventures in Costa Rica, but really truly a reconnection to yourself, to your body, to your inner calm, to your inner peace, and some real powerful energy exercises that you can do at any point throughout your day to reconnect yourself to your power, your strength, and your ease. It's time.
The workshops were just so transformative for me. I thought I was very expanded before I came. To see the difference in me now, it's amazing to me. I didn't know that was even going to be possible. And I'm going to tell you what, I am so grateful that I came to this.
I wasn't sure what I was in for when I came. Something just called me to go. Well, I got a lot out of the meditation, how to get my inner body to respond and gather my thoughts and put them together and be able to focus and not have so much chatter going on in my brain as I'm trying to focus and meditate. And Jamie brought that to light for me.
Working with Jamie, she's a magical creature. Just to be here in this space and that complete reset that I can feel of what lights me up and what doesn't light me up. Like, I really needed this retreat, this getaway, this escape to be able to be present to that. I mean, she's magical and you can feel her energy.
When I came, my two desires were to learn joy and enthusiasm for life again. I feel like I've lost that over the years, and I really, now at my age and stuff, I really want to start experiencing things at a more joyful and enthusiastic level. Have more excitement around things, even the smallest things in my life. I found a way to build dreams again. Now I can imagine new possibilities in my life and how to, even if it's just going for a walk, how to appreciate that, being in the present, being in the moment.